Hi, welcome to the first devlog of Mechanical Lab, a project that has been completely absorbing my life for past several years. I'm Chris, a game developer from Poland, and today I'd like to invite you to my world. Mechanical Lab is a game about exploring an abandoned city long after the end of human civilization. The key to survival is building and experimenting with machines that allow us to continue discovering the secret of world left to us. A gameplay is focused on a physical play with the environment, in which the player controls the fate of robot from the distant time of technology's glory. Today, the structures are made from remains of raw materials hidden throughout the city. I think it's a very simple game concept. We have raw materials, creation technology, and a playground. All these elements together make up a gameplay loop. But for now, let's back to the beginning. A few years ago, inspired by many creative games about building things, I decided to try my own vision of this type of project. I've been a big LEGO fan since I was a child, and I really like engineering machines, so I've dreamed about this game all my life. The beginning of the project was very difficult. I have some experience in programming and game development, but little in graphics and design. It was the first time I was responsible for all this myself. The editor was the first thing I created, however it changed a lot before it became what it is now. The town and the robot story idea appeared later when I discovered that it's much easier for me to create machines and various types of mechanical structures, unlike animals and plants. I try to create something that I feel good in. I'm almost sure people with the similar interests, like me, will enjoy this game. I've already done every little thing several times to achieve the best result. I'm still doing it, and I still think there is a lot of work, especially when it comes to the atmosphere of the city I dream of. Moving on to the gameplay, our robot has the ability to connect to other machines using a specially designed socket. Thanks to this, the player can operate the vehicle editor as well as the vehicles themselves. Using technologies left by humans, the robot gains access to many solutions that help to survive high on the roofs and the ruins of the city. Editor itself is a system designed to build machines from smaller parts like blocks, just like in many buildings games. It is divided into 5 modules that create logical separation of construction and help understand the purpose of a given block. Each of them can perform various functions, from basic decorative ones, through wheels, tracks, weapons, sensor, engines and coolings, to logical operators. The most important part of every vehicle is a control station. Thanks to it, the robot can connect to the vehicle, and also it supervises the transfer of controls to the next modules. Control station has a set of plugins. Each plugin represents a different action, for example pressed button or a mouse movement. The players can fully remap all actions, which allows them to create more complex controls for their own vehicles. I wanna make sure that each part is highly customizable and it is not just a color choice, but changes have a more real impact of appearance and parameters of the mechanism. Lights will have different lighting modes, vents can work with various wings at the different rotational speeds. It is possible to attach a rail for additional parts or just armor pieces to the pipes. The same weapon can work in different modes and allows you to use different ammunition, and so on. There are also some smaller subsystems in the editor. One of the most important is the energy system, which requires that the amount of energy produced at a given time is sufficient. It should be greater or equal to the current energy consumption. Within this one subsystem, there are a number of parts such as solar panels, windmills, mini hydroelectric power plants, energy storage units, and of course, energy consuming parts such as lamps or motors. In addition, many components require proper cooling, which may also create a small subsystem. Air cooling, water cooling, or simply a radiator can effectively protect your parts from overheating. In the future episodes, I will spend more time explaining all modules and each of the other subsystems. However, I will try to not reveal all the relations and leave them to the players. They can discover them using the various display parts and vehicle data analyzers I've prepared. The process of creating a vehicle ends with the appropriate connection of cables between the parts. These logical connections determine the proper work of the entire machine. Each part, with plugs or sockets, can be treated as a kind of a computing block that receives and sends certain data, modifying them in an appropriate way. The result of this are various machines that are used for further exploration, collecting resources and achieving goals in a way completely dependent on your imagination. I've already prepared a Steam card that will be constantly updated as the game develops. If you want, you can actually add the game to your wishlist now. I also encourage you to join the Discord server, where I will post current work progress, interesting facts and announcements. After the release, there will be also a channel for your machines. Future plans include new district expansion and creation of various attractions and events on the roofs. I use PCG to arrange buildings in the district, although specific places themselves are created by hand to be as unique as possible. This place will also be changed, where a large notice board with challenges and missions for the robot will be created. I'm also planning a global leaderboard where players from all over the world will be able to compare vehicle stats and achievements. And of course, there will be new vehicle parts. My list of ideas is still very long. I'm also trying to create more thematic sets of parts, like sensor pack. That's it for now. Thank you for watching my work. If you already like what I do or just want to express your opinion, I will be very grateful if you leave a comment here or on any other platform from the description. See you soon!